Anxiety is often treated as something to get rid of, something to medicate, suppress, or battle against. But the truth is, anxiety is not a malfunction in the system. It's a function that has been working overtime, operating with ancient instructions in a modern world. That's why so many people who practice conscious creation find themselves frustrated. They set intentions, visualize outcomes, and believe in their ability to shape reality, yet their nervous system seems to pull them in the opposite direction. When we look closer, what we see is an evolutionary mismatch. Our ancestors relied on anxiety to stay alive. It kept them alert to threats, ready to fight or flee when necessary. Their environment demanded this heightened awareness because danger was immediate and physical. But today, the environment has changed drastically, while the nervous system has not. Now it responds to emails, social media comments, and financial stress with the same urgency that it once reserved for predators. The system is doing its job perfectly, it just doesn't realize the threats aren't the same. Now, this matters because as conscious reality creators, we rely on imagination, attention, and focus. These are the very tools that anxiety hijacks. Instead of envisioning the life you want, anxiety floods the mind with visions of what could go wrong. Instead of holding attention or desired outcomes, the nervous system insists on scanning for danger. That's why people often feel like they're failing. They think, if I can't even manage my own nervous system, excuse me, how can I create consciously? But the truth is different. You're not failing. You're experiencing a system that is working as it's designed.
And that shift in understanding is crucial. Anxiety is not evidence of weakness or proof that you're doing something wrong. It's a messenger. It's simply saying something feels uncertain or unsafe. Once you see it that way, you can change the relationship you have with it. Instead of being consumed by it or fighting it, you can become curious. What is this anxiety really trying to tell me? Is it alerting me to something practical, like the need to prepare for an important meeting? Or is it simply running outdated software, responding to imagined threats that don't actually exist? This is where conscious creation has a beautiful role to play. Anxiety thrives on uncertainty, but uncertainty is also where all creation happens. It's the fertile ground where possibilities emerge. Learning to be at ease with uncertainty doesn't mean you stop caring or preparing. It means you build trust in your ability to respond to whatever arises. You can shift from trying to control every outcome to cultivating resilience in the face of the unknown. And then there are the hidden triggers of anxiety that many conscious creators don't always notice. Information overload is one. We live in a world where we're constantly absorbing data, emails, news, headlines, endless scrolling. The nervous system interprets this as a need to stay alert, to process everything just in case something important gets missed. That constant vigilance wears us down. Another subtle trigger is perfectionism, the pressure to always be conscious, grateful, aligned. The moment you feel anxious, you think you failed, and then you become anxious about being anxious. It's a loop that keeps on feeding itself.
Exactly. And another piece of that puzzle is comparison. Not just ordinary comparison, but what we could call consciousness comparison. People scroll through social media and see curated presentations of spirituality. Perfect meditation routine, endless affirmation, stories of effortless manifestations. Then they compare their messy human inner world to those highlight reels and start to feel unworthy. Anxiety grows because you begin to think you're not spiritual enough, not conscious enough, not aligned enough. But what you're really seeing is a carefully selected fragment of someone else's journey. And then there's the way that anxiety uses the very tools of conscious creation against us. We encourage people to visualize, to imagine, to set intentions, but anxiety can take the same machinery and generate catastrophic scenarios. Instead of picturing your ideal future, you're picturing failure. Instead of seeing abundance, you're seeing loss. It's not that your mind is broken, it's that same creative capacity can be directed toward fear or possibility. The task is not to shut it down, but to redirect it with awareness. This is why advice like just calm down doesn't work. Anxiety doesn't respond to force. Suppressing it is like trying to switch off a fire alarm while the system still believes the building is burning. The more you resist, the louder it gets. That's why people often feel worse when they try to suppress anxiety. The nervous system interprets resistance as confirmation that danger must still be present.
That really is such an important point. Suppression only creates persistence. What works is acknowledgement. Instead of saying, I need to stop feeling anxious, you say, I notice my nervous system is activated right now. That small shift in language changes everything. It takes you out of judgment and into observation. From there, you can work with your body and your mind more effectively. Practical steps make this real. Begin with recognition. Acknowledge anxiety without labeling it as a failure. Then expand your window of tolerance. Sit with the sensations in your body without rushing to escape them. Over time, this teaches your nervous system that it's safe to experience intensity without being overwhelmed. Create consistent safe signals. Simple practices like regular sleep, movement, or spending time in nature. These repeated signals gradually retrain your nervous system to relax more easily. For conscious creators, reframing uncertainty is the biggest piece. Uncertainty will always exist. You can't manifest every detail into control, but you can learn to feel steady in the unknown. That's why your confidence as a creator truly expands. Not from eliminating every anxious thought, but from knowing you can navigate whatever comes.
And when you start to see anxiety this way, it becomes part of your toolkit rather than an obstacle. The moments that trigger it often point to areas of growth. Anxiety about speaking may signal a deeper calling to share your voice. Anxiety about finances may reflect readiness to step into abundance. Anxiety in relationships may highlight a desire for greater intimacy. Not every anxious thought is a message, but many of them are invitations to step into more of who that you're becoming. That's why the work is not about erasing anxiety, but about integrating it. You move from fearing it to listening to it, from suppressing it to learning from it. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as deeply human, equipped with a nervous system that can be trained, guided, and updated. That shift frees enormous amounts of energy. Instead of using your energy to fight anxiety, you use it to create consciously.
And that's the real transformation. You no longer live at the mercy of every anxious impulse. You recognize the voice of anxiety without letting it dictate your reality. You see that your nervous system is not your enemy. It's an ally that just needs new instructions. Anxiety becomes part of your conscious creation process, not something that disqualifies you from it. So the next time anxiety shows up, remember, it's a signal, not a verdict. It doesn't mean you're failing at conscious creation. It means you're being invited to deepen your awareness, to expand your ability to sit with uncertainty, and to reclaim the creative power that anxiety once hijacked. And when you step into that perspective, you discover that anxiety was never the enemy. It was a teacher, guiding you back to your role as a conscious creator of your reality.
So if you found value in this talk, take a moment to support the channel. Like this video so others can discover it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with someone who might need this perspective. And click the bell so you know when we release our next discussion. Until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.
I'm a quiet rebel, I don't need a shower, changing the